Today we'll see an interesting fact about square numbers. Well, start adding the odd numbers. Say first odd number added with the second odd number 3. First odd number written like this 1. Second odd number when added with the first one, say 1 plus 3 gives us 4. Similarly 1 plus 3 plus 5, adding 3 consecutive odd numbers gives us 9. Adding 4 consecutive odd numbers, 1 plus 3 plus 5 plus 7 gives us 16. Adding one more with them plus 9 gives us 25. Plus 11 with it gives us 36. So now if you look at them, first we had added just one odd number. So that is 1. And 1 square is 1. Similarly, we had added 2 odd numbers and it gave us the square of 2. That is 4. Again, when we had added 3 odd numbers, that is 3 consecutive odd numbers, we get the square of 3. Similarly, adding 4 odd numbers gives us square of 4. Adding 5 consecutive odd numbers gives us 5 square. Adding 6 consecutive odd numbers gives us 6 square. Now it should be first 6 consecutive odd numbers. Even in your first 5 consecutive odd numbers, first 4 consecutive odd numbers, first 3 consecutive odd numbers, first 2 consecutive odd numbers, and the first odd number. See, this is an interesting pattern. You can see that these numbers, they possess this characteristic where adding first 2 consecutive odd numbers will give me 2 square, and just replacing this 2 with any number. Say adding first 6 consecutive odd numbers gives me 6 square. So I can say that the sum of first n odd natural numbers, replacing this 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6 with n odd natural numbers, will give me n square. Interesting. Check for 64 whether it is actually the sum of some odd numbers or not. We know that 64 is a perfect square. So if n square is 64, that means n is what? Root over 64, that is 8. So I can say that the sum of first 8 odd natural numbers should be 64. Well, is that right or not? Let's see. Well, 1 plus 3 plus 5 plus 7 plus 9 plus 11 plus 13 plus 15. That goes for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. First 8 odd natural numbers. When we are adding them, we get 64. So you can say that the sum of 8 odd natural numbers gives us 8 square. Well, is that true for 9, 10, 11, any number? Well, yes. Sum of 9 odd natural numbers would give you 9 square. Check for 58. Let's see. 58. Now, 58 is not a square number. So, if 58 would be a square number, then the sum of first n odd natural numbers should come to 58. Let's see whether some numbers come to this or not. Well, you can see adding 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, that is sum of 7 odd natural numbers, gives us 7 square. That is 49 and not 58. And sum of 8 odd natural numbers, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, gives us 64. So 49, which is the sum of 7 odd natural numbers and 7 square, and 64, which is the sum of 8 odd natural numbers or 8 square. Both are perfect squares, but 58 is not a square number or not a perfect square, and so it cannot be represented as a sum of n number of odd natural numbers. So you can say that if a natural number cannot be expressed as a sum of successive odd natural numbers, just now in the case of 58 we could see it was such a number which could not be expressed as a sum of successive odd natural numbers starting with 1, then it is not a perfect square. Just like 58, or you can take any other example. Say the number 70. You know this is not a perfect square. You can see that. And you cannot even express it as a sum of successive odd natural numbers. So it will not be a perfect square. So now you know sum of first n odd natural numbers is n square. So if I tell you find out the square root of 49 using this concept, how will you do it? Where does 49 fit in this formula? Well, 49 is a square, so it will come here. That means sum of first n odd natural numbers will give you 49. Now we have to find that n so that we can know what is the square root of this 49. Right? So let's first subtract some first odd natural numbers from 49 and let's see till where we reach. Start subtracting. 49 minus 1, that gives us 48. Now 48 minus 3, we get 45. Now 45 minus 5, you can see that we are subtracting odd numbers starting from 1 from this. Similarly, when we complete, you can see we get this. 49 minus 1, 48. Then minus 3, minus 5, minus 7, minus 9, minus 11 respectively, minus 13. Finally, we get 0. That means 49 can be expressed as a sum of these odd natural numbers. Let us count how many natural numbers do count up to 49. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 odd natural numbers starting from 1, when they are added, we get 49. So you can say that root over 49 is 7. And even like this, you know that 7 square is 49. So you can see this proves true. So even counting the sum of odd natural numbers starting from 1, where they add up to and give a perfect square, then those natural numbers, or you can say the count of those natural numbers, will be equal to the square root of that perfect square. So you can say sum of first n odd natural numbers give you n square.